It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see who rules the skies in today's battle. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. All that and more coming up next.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. Return starts at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player, and the most exciting player, not just at his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Lamar out of the pistol. That's completed right side. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Play action now with Jackson. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. Jahan Dotson, the intended receiver. And it sets up 2nd down.
That's a very quick trigger, and the hurry throw was much tougher to complete. He may have rushed that one thinking the pressure was just about to get to him in the pocket.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the gun, Jackson. That pass complete to Goddard. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Lamar throwing again. Has a man, it's Brown. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs, but Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
All right, here we go. Second down. Running once more with Henry. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
First down, ball at the 36. From the pistol, Hurts. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
They send him left out of the slot. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain, and now they're just inches short for third down.
So often we talk about the individual having to move on to the next play. Well, that was a perfect picture of the collective. That defense staring down 2nd and 1 rose to the occasion collectively.
Turning to Henry on third. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. A tight end in motion now. Going to the ground again on first. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 1. Pass him on the quick hitter. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and that'll be first down, Baltimore.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. Here's Henry on the option. He finds space into the red zone. And he has this all the way down to the 14-yard line. That play good for 17 on a first down.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Man in motion here. On first down, they'll run. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Short pass brought in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. Back to the bank in just a moment. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. On third down, it's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Staring at fourth down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. This from 35 yards away. Bullock's kick is good. And we're all tied up now in the first half. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Eagles about set to get going for their second drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Motion man left is Brown. First and 10. Here's Jackson. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And he's swallowed up in the middle, no gain on the run. Justin Matabike making that stop. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up second and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Second and 10 now. This one finds Goddard. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. That's Odafe Owe with a stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Pistol snap to Jackson. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First down, a run with Barkley. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. This throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Barkley is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a second quarter lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hill now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Oh, they're looking option, headed left side. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Now Hurts on 3rd and long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That one intended for Mark Andrews. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
He has it at the 33. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Running back sent in motion. 1st down, here's Lamar. Goddard makes the catch. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 42. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Goedert there. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Again, it's Jackson to the air. Completed over the middle. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
2nd and 3 now. Jackson yet again. A throw right side, caught by Goddard. And he gets this forward to the 19. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. And again, it's Jackson. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles will add to their lead at the end of the half. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Eagles double their lead to 14. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He'll throw it. He's got Andrews. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. So as we reach halftime, we see the visiting Eagles taking a lead into the break. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Hill now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. He's got to gain a 6 there. Zach Bond with the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 32. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. Looking to return from the 29. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Eagles and A.J. Brown getting set for another look on offense here. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Lamar out of the pistol. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Shotgun snap to Jackson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. The Ravens returning their offense and this running back to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. On 1st down, Hurts completes this one to Hill. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
A play fake, now Hurts to throw. Andrews with the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. N'Kobe Dean in on the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On the play fake, it's Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Putting the tight end in motion. 2nd down, Hurts throwing again. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Now Hurts. Complete beyond the marker. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Nothing doing that time, and it leaves them on 2nd and goal.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
They'll try again from the 4. It's 2nd and goal. Hurts now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. And they take this in for the score. The Ravens shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. Right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They just saw their lead cut in half, but they've got a chance to return it right now to its former glory. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's another carry for Barkley. And they'll only let him get up to around the 28 before taking him down. They push it forward for a yard. And that brings up 3rd and 8. Lamar now from the gun. Can't connect over the middle. It's incomplete. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So that brings up 4th and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
First and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They're going play action. Searches. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled, well, for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Back to throw it. Completed to Flowers. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens now trail by just a point in the 4th. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here comes Williams on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Play action. Here's Jackson. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 28 out of that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Pistol snap to Jackson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And again, it's Jackson. This one finds Goddard. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Lamar throwing again. It's Dotson on the catch. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Eagles going for the win here. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and just 2 to go. They go to Barkley again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. A lot of pressure on this kick for Jake Elliott. He cashed his first attempt, his 2nd now from 45. That one is good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed a lead.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hill now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. The Ravens trotting out their offense. They threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they'd welcome the same level of play on this series as well. And they send a man in motion. Here he is to throw. He's got Andrews. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Setting up to pass. Bateman hauls it in. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. Man in motion, out of the slot. Throw left side, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. He'll look to throw it. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Justin Tucker out for the field goal. A lot of pressure hovering over this kick. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So they send him out for a field goal, and they don't get much longer than this. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. It's pushing right, and it's going to miss the mark just on the wrong side of that upright. And they are unable to tie up this contest. No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock.
The obvious disclaimer right here, Kate. Let's make sure the kicker doesn't, well, take the whole blame for this loss. Because, yes, it was a game-tying kick, but this team's performance and missed opportunities throughout, and there were a lot of guys going to watch this tape and say to that kicker, I could have done more.
So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths. Because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? Or both.
All of us.
Yeah,
D, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.